Hey Freedom Lovers, this is Dr. Peterson Pierre with America's Frontline Doctors bringing you today's Daily Dose. Dr. Paul Thomas is suing the members and staff of the Oregon Medical Board for intentionally persecuting him for his research and views on childhood vaccines, forcing him out of his medical practice in 3 states. This critical case has the potential to set legal precedent for all doctors seeking justice from the tyranny of rogue medical boards. In December 2020, the Oregon Medical Board suspended Dr. Thomas's license on an emergency basis, stating that he was, quote, a danger to the public, end quote. The board's rationale for this action was that the doctor was failing to protect the health and safety of his patients by not meeting the standard of care relating to vaccinations. To target Thomas, the board concocted an unwritten rule that pediatricians had the duty to vaccinate their patients. They just made that up. That doesn't exist anywhere. Both the district court and the Ninth Circuit ruled that the respondents, the board, were entitled to absolute immunity from the damages their actions caused. How? Why? In order for the law to be of any effect, the court has to uphold the law. The moment you toss the law out the window, it's anarchy. Dr. Paul Thomas practiced medicine in Oregon for over 30 years, serving thousands of patients with 0 complaints. He was also licensed to practice medicine in both Washington State and Hawaii. Dr. Thomas saw tremendous success in the treatment of his patients, truthfully informing them of all relevant and available medical information. Apparently, that's not good enough in the eyes of the medical board, because despite being an honest doctor upholding his oath, the Oregon Medical Board targeted him. They fabricated a rule. How is the Ninth Circuit saying they should have immunity? They fabricated a rule, investigated him for 2 years, and wrote up phony charges. The good doctor's life, as you can imagine, was devastated. He lost his license in all 3 states, his medical practice, and his marriage. America's Frontline Doctors contends that the board should not be allowed to escape accountability for their alleged intentional and malicious behavior behind the shield of unwarranted, quote-unquote, absolute immunity. Even judges are denied absolute judicial immunity in cases where they are alleged to have engaged in such acts. Further, the Oregon Medical Board's enforcement of its unwritten vaccine ideology upon independent doctors is contrary to well-established Oregon state law and the constitutional right to refuse medical treatment. These violations disqualify the board from automatic blanket immunity. Doctors have a professional obligation to fully inform their patients of the possible benefits and adverse consequences of all medical treatments. Dr. Thomas has been consistent with his duty of providing his patients informed consent and adhering to the Hippocratic Oath. AFLDS attorney David Dahlia states, quote, medical boards must not be allowed to revoke a good doctor's hard-earned medical license for conducting accurate medical research and data with which they simply disagree. The medical board inflicted their extreme vaccine ideology upon Dr. Thomas and coercively demanded that he recommend experimental drugs to children against his best professional judgment. Drugs, which, by the way, have resulted in over 38,000 deaths in America alone. Yes, we're referring to the COVID vaccines. The medical board turned a blind eye to the pertinent adverse reaction statistics and to the dozens of studies which confirmed Dr. Thomas's data. The board's persecution campaign against Dr. Thomas was so malicious that a book was written about it. The medical board also ignored the many states and other countries which are now moving to ban these dangerous mRNA drugs completely. Dr. Thomas should be reinstated immediately, end quote. AFLDS founder and president Dr. Simone Gold added, quote, like Dr. Thomas, I experienced firsthand the usurpation of a weaponized medical board. This is the usurpation that George Washington warned us about. The tyranny inflicted upon Dr. Thomas has no place in our country. Allowing the Oregon Medical Board to escape accountability for their crimes against Dr. Thomas would set a dangerous precedent. If not stopped, future violations are likely to recur. The courts must hold these bad actors accountable, end quote. Ladies and gentlemen, only the truth will set you free. Stay tuned for the next Daily Dose.